bottom line, we say business at the speed of thought. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you just joined us, let me say it's been a while. You saw us on air. There has been a little change in our time, and so if you haven't been seeing us at 8 p.m. every evening, we are now coming your way live every Monday evening at 9 p.m. so that you can relax, finish watching, and then you can get to bed. For us, it is for God and country. And then, of course, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, we come your way with the Business Edge from 12 to 2 every afternoon. And so you can stick and stay with us and get all the updates in the world of business right here on the Bottom Line and Business Edge. Tonight is a very powerful night because we are talking about technology. The whole of today for me has been about technology, conversations about the technological space, the advancement of AI, the use of, for us here in Ghana, for us in West Africa, for us in Africa, how are we able to harness the knowledge that we garner in the space of AI, in the space of technology, to be able to support development. And today, I hosted a program at the Kofi Annan Peacekeeping International ICT Center at DASA, Digital Africa Summit Forum, which happened there this morning, the whole of today, and it's also happening tomorrow. And one of the questions on my mind is what we are going to talk about tonight, that how do we put together our brains and support the development of technology, especially on the African continent with the setting in of the AFCFTA. We want a global market, or we want a continental market. We want to be able to develop the SMEs, develop the small-scale enterprises, develop the startups, and so on and so forth. How do we look at the marketing aspect of it, the branding, the selling, the appeal to the global market, and where do we even place our products? This is what a company which is called Plentify, I think, or I believe, is offering. So tonight, we want to be delving into the issues of marketing online, using the online tools, using technology to advance your business, not just the value addition from the production point of view only, but also to be able to advance the sales and the marketing of your business on the African platforms. Plentify is one of these platforms that we'll be talking about tonight. You want to stick and stay with me when I come back from this break? It will be an interview. It will probably be a learning curve from somebody who is an expert in this field and also understands the financial space, the marketing space, and then we'll be able to learn from him what we need to do, especially for those of you who are into small-scale businesses and enterprises. Stay with me. This is the Bottom Line. I'm coming your way live from our studios here at Rich in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 277. We are live on our Facebook pages, of course, Chairman Kwesi Efiri and Metro TV news page, and we are live on Multi TV as well. I'll be right back.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
You've seen nothing yet. This Big Brother Naija Season 10. It's 10 times the drama, 10 times the rivalry, and 10 times the game. This is certified. No zero, no minus. Brother Naija Season 10. Showing 24/7 on DSTV and on GoTV. Gold sponsor, Guinness.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety, creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
With God, comfort can replace pain. Peace can replace turmoil. Hope can replace sorrow. God loves you. God hears you. God speaks to you in your thoughts, in your heart, and through living prophets. Come, hear the words God has for you.
Right, so you're welcome back from the break. I'm happy to have my guest already seated tonight, and I'm going to go straight into the details, but I've been discussing all the issues with you. I've been mentioning the things that I am enticed about, but I have one simple question for you. Social media is taking over. Or let me cite the example. I cited this morning at a program that I was, that if you come into Metro TV, some 10 years back, 2015, 2016, 2017 to 18, we had cameramen, camera women manning the cameras in the studio. Currently, if you come in, you will see robotic cameras. We are all the cameramen again and the women again. We have just about one person, and it's being controlled from the control room. Social media is taking over the space. Today, we hear of AI. Do you think we as Ghanaians or Africans, we are taking advantage of the advent of technology? We used to think about development coming through the promotion of agriculture, adding value to agric, the processing, the manufacturing, before we come to the service sector. But today, whether you like it or not, you are caught in the web of the services sector through technology, IT, and AI. Tonight, I have an expert in the field who understands from financial technology to application of or coding to application of programs and so on and so forth, who has lived his life in many of these sectors that we talk about. And Bill P.K. Saki, he is a founder and chief executive officer of a company called Plentify. I'm hosting him tonight, and I hope to get all of these answers from him. Bill, thank you very much for joining me tonight.
Thank you very much.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing very well.
You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
In fact, we have been chasing you for a while now. We were hoping to have you last week.
Correct.
And then, because of your busy schedules, we couldn't have you. But we have you tonight.
I'm pleased to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having
I'll ask
me.
the same question. I'll put the same question. Because you are in the field, and you see how and what we are doing with technology, are we there yet as a country? Are we utilizing technology as a country, or we are just playing?
Well, I think we are definitely on the right track as a country. Ghana is a stable country, stable democracy. We have all the right environment to really scale up when it comes to technology as a country. And so I think, I'll be more optimistic about our prospects. Are we there yet? We aren't there yet. However, I believe that, for example, we had a national AI policy, launched this year. It's a very good policy, step in the right direction as a country, but there's a lot of work to be done.
So you think we are on the right course, but there's a lot more to be done.
Absolutely.
But that's on the national side, and I'm happy about the 10 governments are taking towards the application of technology and AI. You would see the former vice president talking too much about digitalization. This government hasn't stopped it. They have pushed it further. The Ministry of Communication is currently doing 1 million coders and the AI policy, which was launched, as you say. But when you come to the private sector, the individuals, how we are using it, are we also tagging along with government and the national agenda, or you think that still we are not there yet, for individuals, for companies, for private people?
I think depending on what space you are in Ghana, some companies are definitely using, AI or trying to use AI at least. I won't say it's even across the country, obviously not. However, I think there are pockets where the AI is definitely being used, or at least being tried and tested to see if there are any very key, as I can call it, any key use cases for its full, usage within these companies or within these spaces. So that's kind of my take on how Ghana is right now when it comes to AI. So there definitely is progress. I think companies in different spaces are trying to at least play around with it. So let's see how that grows in the next couple of months and years ahead.
I'm going to ask you a question, but first of all, let me ask what you do at Plentify. Even though I have a bit of information, it's bits and pieces.
Got it.
I want to ask you what to do. Then it will lead me into the e-commerce market. I'm interested in the small and medium-scale enterprises. I'm interested in the jobs both the government and the private sector can combine to create for young people. We have unemployment rate 14.9% thereabout. I'm interested in all of these. But before we come to how we use technology to solve all of these, how SMEs can grow their businesses and so on, what do you do?
Thank you for that question, Chrissy. So my job essentially is leading a team of people with one mission. And that mission is to enable Africans to trade more with the world. Right? And so we're on a mission to empower African creators, African makers, designers, producers, entrepreneurs, SMEs, like you said, to have access to markets. And what that means is that, for example, can I be in New York and buy a boo-boo from a Nigerian designer? With Plentify, you can. For example, can I be in Johannesburg and buy purple tea extract from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, and with Plentify, you can.
Oh, so you have the platform is what you call the Plentify?
Correct. Yes, it's a company called Plentify. We have a website where you can go to, always on 24/7, right? And so we have buyers around the world globally that are transacting, day and night, and they're going on the website, seeing what they want to buy, and then they simply add it to their carts, and then they check out.
So if I Google Plentify now, I'm going to find you.
Correct.
Is it Plentify? Because I see Plentify app, and then Plentify Ghana, Plentify Photos. That's the suggestions I'm getting on my Google
so
search.
just go to plentify.com.
Just okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add.com to see whether I can actually find you.
Yes, you can.
So Plentify .com.
Yeah.
Okay. So kindly go ahead. And you say it's for creators, it's for everybody. If I'm into agric and I'm producing maize or watermelon, I can be on Plentify. Explain to me how it works.
So I think for now, our focus is more on packaged consumer goods, so value-added goods. So essentially, if you already have, for example, say, some shea butter that's already packaged well, well branded, that anyone can buy and use, we're basically promoting those products more and more. But you know what? Let's take a step back a bit, right?
Yes, please do.
Let me give you some stats. The USA will have a GDP by year end forecasted for about $28 trillion. Okay. Africa is forecasted to have about $2.8 trillion. So that's all of Africa, by the way. Okay, so all of Africa is 10 times less than the
US.
Exactly, right?
Yes.
A whole continent of our size, by the way. And then secondly as well is that 5 countries bring about half of Africa's GDP. They call it the Big Five, right? So Algeria, Egypt, Nigeria, South Africa, and Ethiopia. The rest of the other countries
are producing the other half of the GDP.
Precisely. Also, I'll give you another data point as well, which is that intra-Africa trade is about 10%, right?
That I agree, yes. Intra-Africa trade is about 10%.
I think it's too low, right? I think we all agree it's too low. For example, in Asia, it's about 64% in Asia. In Europe, they're about almost 80%.
But we seem, for example, in Ghana here, if you look at the data, to be trading more with Turkey, with Europe, with US and China the more. And we have agreements with these countries. Why not our dear countries, Africa? Nigeria is just around the corner. Togo is just here. Ethiopia is around the corner. South Africa is down there. Why do we have 10% of the trade we have across the country?
Yeah, across the continent.
Across the continent, yes.
I think, we can go into many reasons why that's the case. But I think with the AFCFTA coming on stream, I think there's definitely some progress there. I don't think it's fast enough, if you ask me personally. But again, I'm in the space, right? So I'm doing what I can to move the needle forward, right? I'm not going to wait for government or because that takes time. But right now, as we speak, I am trying very hard to encourage intra-Africa trade, like I said, right? So you can be in any country of the continent, go on the platform, right? And within the 2 or 3 clicks, order what you want, and it comes to your doors within days.
Is the AFTA, the free trade area, doing its job as it should, will you say?
I think it is. It's not easy to convince 54 governments to, reduce trade barriers overnight. I think as of this year, we're about 47 countries that have ratified the AFCFTA agreement, which is a good step. Albeit, it's challenging. But I think, again, when you're dealing with governments of different scales and different ambitions or different, policy drivers, you have differences in their interest to uptake this, right? And so it's quite commendable that they have, almost 48 countries ratified on the AFCFTA. What can be done? I think for me, I want to see, less barriers, right, to trade. For example, tariffs, can it come down to, 0, right, or really low? That would be a very big step. And quite frankly, I think also as well as that, it's a big, at least in my area, a big risk or challenge that we are seeing is around logistics, right? You see people complaining about flying across the continent.
Yes.
It's very expensive.
Very expensive, even than going to Europe.
Exactly.
Going to Gambia today, it's Senegal and all of those places are way higher than going to the UK, going to Germany, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. And I think that must change. And I think if that changes as well, you're going to see, inherently more growth and higher GDP. This is a very popular saying that if you want to create wealth, build a road, right? So can we try to build an Africa where we can move between countries, either by air or land, right? Easier, right?
You are resorting to technology because you understand it very well. Would you say you're a competition to the FCFTA? Or you're complementing their work? Or you're doing their work for them?
I like to say that I'm being a partner to them.
You're being a partner to them?
Yeah, in the sense that, I am playing a role in enabling intra-Africa trade, right? So I'm not doing B2B large-scale trade at the moment, but our goal is to get there at some point. But right now we're focused on B2C, so consumer trade. And again, incomes are rising on the continent. For example, I was in South Africa a few months ago, and I mean, it's a wealthy country. And if you're one of the top 5 countries that are giving us almost half of our continental GDP, you're not a small player, right? And I think they have the buying power to buy from other African countries if they had the means to. For example, I met a lady who was saying, if she could buy online from other countries on the continent, she would. And so I was able to give her...
I think I will too, because I needed a certain part of a car.
Okay.
And I wasn't getting it in Ghana.
Okay.
From Abosu Kai and then Swami Magazine.
Yeah.
In fact, I have my people there. They had gone through all of these spaces. In fact, what we got was expensive for me. So we decided to resort to Nigeria.
Okay.
And for the same parts, we got it for a very low cost. But because of the transport and other things that came in, we're now stuck between deciding on whether we buy from Ghana or we buy from Nigeria. I'm sure that if I knew about your platform, I would just have gone on to see if I could get it.
Yes, I mean, definitely. I think for now, our focus is mostly on a few categories. We're more in the packaged food space. Also, as well, we're looking at arts and crafts, fashion. It's coming on stream very soon, this week ahead.
So you want to take your time and take us through so far the things you are offering?
Correct, sure. So I think, first of all, we're offering things like arts and crafts. We're offering beauty and cosmetics. We're offering home and living products, and then jewelry as well. And then this week, looking forward to onboarding our first few fashion brands.
Fashion?
Correct. It's a big market.
Fashion is a big market also in Africa. Absolutely. I mean, in Nigeria, in Senegal.
Exactly.
In all over South Africa, everywhere, everybody is interested in fashion.
Exactly. And I mean, for me, the joy is that when I see buyers from Japan, or for example, the UAE, very odd places that are buying through the platform, I find it very exciting.
And they come there?
Yeah, because quite
so you already have traction?
Oh, absolutely.
People coming there?
Oh, yeah. We've been around for about 3 years now. We're a 3-year-old company. I mean, we're still quite quiet, trying to just build day by day, brick by brick. But I mean, it's happening live as we speak, right? And for me, that's very exciting when I see such orders coming through. Because again, for example, I'll give you a story.
Yes, please do.
I had a lady in Adenta. She was mostly into hair products. And through our platform, she was able to grow her business and even create a job for somebody else to help her out. So therefore, you're seeing job creation. You're seeing companies being sustainable because they're getting additional income. Before Plentify, she was selling locally, obviously, in Accra, Adenta, Medina, right? Now she has buyers all over the world. And in fact, this morning, she got an order from a lady in France who's from Congo, Kinshasa. And so it just goes to show you the power of the internet and the power of technology.
So it actually goes beyond the 1.4. We keep quoting 1.4 billion African markets, the people in Africa who can get access online. But now it's global.
Correct.
Because when you come on the platform, so yours is that you are connecting buyers to sellers.
Precisely.
And they come on for free or you charge them?
It's at no cost to sell on the platform for now. So you can onboard for free.
Everybody can just come on and search for what they are searching for all of these categories that you have mentioned.
Correct.
What will you say? I'm going to ask you whether there are other players in the industry, not just for these categories, but also trying to create online platforms or using technology to market their business. And we'll come to the SMEs and so on and so forth. But what would you say is your challenge so far?
I think for me, the biggest challenge I'm going to say is around what I like to call distribution. And that means just broader, a bigger platform to showcase what we're doing. Right? So I want exposure to the markets For example, the US is a very big market for us. We have a lot of buyers in the US, but the goal is to, grow it in multiples, the US, the UK, Europe. But also, I also want to see more Africans buying, amongst ourselves, right? So I guess my biggest challenge right now is twofold. One is distribution. Two is around logistics. Meaning, how do we get prices to come down for our buyers?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. In fact, it's a question I was going to ask, and I'm going to ask you individual questions. So you go ahead with the prices. You want the governments or you want the producers to reduce their prices?
Well, I want my partners who I work with logistics to give us better pricing that's competitive, right? Or similar to what they get in Europe, for example, or Americas, for example. I think if we have better pricing around logistics, demand will grow because people want the products. The only thing that's making them say, do I go ahead and buy or not, is cost of shipping, right? At the same time, to their buyers who, quite frankly, have deep pockets and don't mind
The
paying.
cost of shipping.
Exactly. So for now, those buyers are buying because they find value in what they're looking for. And by the way, I think Africa may not have the best rep, right? But I think, in fact, I know that we have the most amazing products on the continent. I mean, I've seen them; they are high quality, they are sustainable, they are eco-friendly, organic, and so when you have buyers who are looking to just do more than just buy from, the other platforms, right? I don't want to mention names, but quite frankly,
Yes.
there are platforms that, quite frankly, are making the world a less better place, right? When you have all these, for example, these fast fashion, or for example, where, you wear it once and next day it's in the garbage.
Yes.
Right? It's not good for the world, right?
Yes.
And so, without naming any names, we all know who they are. And so I think there are buyers who want to promote or buy from sustainable manufacturers or
Quality. The
Exactly.
people want the quality, not the. I don't want to mention a country
Right,
also, but
right.
the fake, not the fake ones that. I mean, we have something we say, what I ordered versus what I got,
Correct.
and so people don't want to face those challenges.
No, they don't. They don't. Exactly.
And so, I mean, for Ghanaian online marketers or e-commerce people, what we want to see from you is a quality.
Correct.
And you deliver to everybody wherever they are, no
Correct.
matter who they are.
Correct. Yeah.
You have presence in every country.
Yeah. So through our partners that do logistics, we can ship globally to any country.
Really?
Correct.
From Brazil, you can ship there straight.
Correct.
Vietnam is number of hours away from here. You still can ship there.
Yeah.
That's quite exciting.
It is exciting. Very exciting.
Quite exciting.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about the cost issues. So it comes to the point where, maybe to use Nigeria as an example, their standard of living may be a little lower. So there are things they see there, and then they see the same items here in Ghana, and they want to buy what they are having in Ghana. But if they compare the prices, it looks too expensive. How do you deal with these issues, the disparity in prices, at least within the West African subcontinent? Because we can compare ourselves to the different countries within the same space.
It's a great question. I think for now, we are mostly focused on trying to find things that your country is known for. So that way we don't try to compete, at the level of, you do this, I do the same thing too, right? So the goal is to find what is unique about your market and then having those kinds of businesses on their platform. So that way it really encourages the cross-border trade. For example, maybe you might be good at, for example, say fashion, right? Ghana is known for things like shea butter, cocoa powder, for example. And so we are looking at amplifying what's already great about your ecosystem and allowing us to say, oh, for example, I know Ghana is known, for example, coffee or tea, right? It's very big in East Africa.
Yes.
So we're trying to onboard more of those kinds of suppliers in those markets. So that, for example, you can say, okay, I want, tea or coffee from, for example, say Rwanda. And for example, they might also want from us things like, shea butter or things of that nature. So we try to, identify what's strong in your market and then make that as a key selling point.
Yes. So in fashion, for example, Ghana is strong with our kente.
Correct.
The kente brand. The fugu in the north.
Correct.
We are strong on it in Ghana.
Yeah.
I am in Nigeria again. I'm in Ethiopia. I'm in Madagascar. I want to have a local marriage ceremony, but I want the Ghanaian kente.
Yes.
Or I want the fugu from the Ghanaian northern part of the country to use. I don't speak English, or maybe I'm just across Togo here. I don't speak English. We speak French. How do you resolve the disparity in languages? It's one of the big problems of the AFCFTA, communication.
Yes.
It's a big problem.
Right.
You are an online platform. You may necessarily be, I went to your website, it's English. And so how are you able to deal with the number of people that may want to buy but are not able to appreciate the language you're using?
Yeah, it's a very good point. I think, and thanks for that note, I think we're looking to add other languages to the platform and make it easier for them to understand. Currently, for example, if you're in a French-speaking country, it will convert it to French, what you see now in English, automatically.
Oh, really? So if I'm in Togo now or Ivory Coast or Burkina Faso, automatically I'll see this in French?
Correct. Because of the way that the search engine will work, it will show you in your language, your home language, for example. In fact, also we show it also in your home currency as well.
I was going to come to that on the currency issues. It's another big issue of the African continents. We are not trading in one currency.
Yeah.
We are doing Ghana cedis, somebody is doing Naira, another person is doing Rand, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So thankfully, with our platform, what happens is wherever you are in the world, that country's currency is what will show as a default. For example, if you're in the US, it will show you US dollar. For example, if you're in Europe, it will show you, in euros. And so similarly, for example, if you're in Nigeria, it will show you Naira as well. So the same price will be shown to be done for you convertedly into your currency of your home country. So you can quickly tell, the pricing, and if you're okay with the pricing. I think also, people want what they're looking for. So if you really want to buy, for example, a Ghanaian kente fabric or kente smock or smock from Ghana, and you see that you like it and you want it, you can go ahead and buy it. I think, we can't solve all the issues
Exactly,
at once.
I agree.
And so for now, pricing may have to be looked at, from the point of view of, can I afford this particular item? And if I can, then you can definitely go ahead and buy it. And it will come to your doorstep.
So we want to put Africa, West Africa, Ghana on the world map in the space of marketing. SMEs are here, Ghana startups are here, lots of small micro businesses who, with a platform like yours, who with technology, who with AI, and you are in the space, how do we grow businesses, small businesses, startups, young entrepreneurs through platforms like yours?
I think it comes down to just, being curious, right? I think the world now, we have social media. It's a really big thing. And again, with Plentify, the goal is just to give you a bigger market, right, than your neighborhood or your town or your city, for example, right? So by coming on our platform, for example, that's one way to, grow their market. But also to, I think with social media, we all know about TikTok and Instagram and the others. I think more and more is a tool that can be used. In fact, it's being used already to really grow markets, right? Being able to, for example, boost your ads through paid ads, for example. Things like SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. All these things are ways that you can market yourself and get distribution. I think a big thing about Ghana is that, the market is a great market, but it's not that deep when it comes to capital. Quite frankly, capital access and people having buying power, just not there, right? Let's just be
frantic,
right? It's not there. So you have to look beyond our shores, And again, a big thing I see also is that a lot of times too, we don't have scale.
So I was going to ask you, how do we put together capacity building, training programs, you are there. The people producing are also down there. The fashion, the people weaving the kente. How do we build the capacity to take advantage of platforms like yours of technology?
It's a tough question, I could say. I mean, I think, it's part policy, it's part environmental factors as well, things like interest rates, macro environment. That also helps. It goes a long way to help businesses to be able to thrive and succeed in the marketplace. To be frank, it's just not one answer fits all.
Yes.
But I do think that there's definitely spaces within marketing. For example, like I said before, social media. In fact, now, I think back in the day it was cool to have like a very big, celebrity as, for example, as your marketing, ambassador, right? Now it's the opposite. I think it's now a bigger trend around what's called nano influencers, right?
Yes.
Those have between 1,000 to about 10,000 followers, because what happens is they have a more authentic following, right? They're more hyper-localized, meaning that basically, they have a very strong effect on their networks or their followers.
Yes.
So the days of getting the like biggest star to be your campaign face,
to be the person to be your brand ambassador,
exactly.
And everybody is
I think the trend is now looking to rather come smaller.
Social media influencers and
absolutely. And so the micro and the nano influencers are becoming more. One, they're more affordable.
Yes.
And two, I think
but
also more
they're
effective.
even increasing their cost.
Yeah.
They're becoming competitive.
Absolutely.
And increasing their cost abnormally because there is no regulation in the space.
It's a free market.
Yeah, of course, it's a free market. And I mean, whilst we talk about all of these, you started talking about the issue of quality. For you, the IT experts, and who are trying to provide a solution, homegrown solution for the world problems or the African problems, it comes with the issue of quality, the branding. I've gone to your site and I've seen how some of these products have been well branded. What do you, for example, do with it? Let's talk about Plentify. And then we can now come and talk about how other companies or online platforms or e-commerce platforms can support. So I'm interested in the growth of these businesses still, because you need to provide an end-to-end support for them.
Correct.
How do you do that to make sure that it's a global product when it's put on your platform? It's
a great question, very great question. I think, Ghana is part of a global ecosystem. E-commerce usually is something that is very visual. What you see, you like it, you want it, you buy it, right? So I think we're trying to really, really teach and really educate our brands on our platform about packaging, right, and branding. Those are two very key areas, right? I think, because again, if you're competing globally, they're comparing what you're showing them to other things as well. And so to stand out, you have to make sure that you have the right branding, right, the right packaging, and also, quite frankly, as well, the right pictures.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, in many ways, we also help our sellers on the platform to try to, improve on those different things, right? Again, I like telling stories. For example, we had a seller who, in the past, was selling her products in glass bottles or glass jars, right?
Okay.
And after a while, we're like, listen, this glass is too delicate, it's fragile, it can crack, in transit. So now she has this beautiful plastic, well-done packaging. It came from having to experience that initially firsthand to, help her understand why it was good to change her packaging. And now she's doing quite well. But also, I think importantly, is just around education. So, in our team, we have somebody that's basically working on what we call e-commerce seller success. What that does is, is to educate, all our brands around, as you mentioned, right, branding, packaging, and also, quite frankly, the quality of their pictures, right? I think before you would see that people will take, for example, I'm selling this water, right?
Yes.
It'll be, it's the photo of the water, and that was kind of what they're trying to promote. But for example, can you show the water in a glass, for example, right? Or like in a mug, right? With like a piece that's, decorative next to it. It makes it more appealing. So again, we're We have a very visual audience that are buying what they sell. They buy a lot, also based on emotions too. So make it attractive, make it appealing.
Is it, or do you give that technical advice to your sellers who are going to put their products on the platform?
Yeah, we do.
And you have people with that expertise who understand designing, who understand branding, and who understand marketing, and you do that with your sellers before they post.
Correct, we do. And in fact, sometimes we even offer them to give them, for example, somebody from our team to do all their photographs. That way it's consistent, right? Because before in the past you see, a good image, not so good image, but now to try and have the level be, premium and above, we try to, help them with all these different things. But I think also they are also getting better themselves.
Yes.
I think with time,
following what you are doing,
exposure is giving them to see that, look, I'm competing globally. I cannot afford to just take any photograph that's blurry or not very appealing looking, and then post it and say I'm going to sell this product. So it's going both ways. We are doing our part. I think also the sellers are also doing their part to say, look, I want to try and market my goods, the best possible way.
It brings me to one more question before I go on the break: standardization. And so, if you are not satisfied with a certain product, because one, you are selling the brand Ghana, because people will know that Plentify is from Ghana.
Correct.
These products, wherever they are coming from, whichever country, you are selling that brand as well. Is there some kind of standardization? I mean, that people can trust in? I mean, people can believe in. Some of these things that we buy online, we buy with fear and panic. And so for you, what do you do with that?
It's a great question as well. So I think for us, for example, with the packaged food segment, if it's a food item, it's FDA approved. Must be FDA approved to be on the platform. So we check for all those things. Are you FDA approved, for example? And if you're not, we don't allow you to enlist. I'll give you an example as well. For example, we had a manufacturer who was selling, bleaching or skin lightening creams, and that was not allowed on the platform. So
that's exciting.
Yes. So we're very careful about who we onboard, because it's not just about onboarding anything; it's about onboarding quality, right? Our goal is really to be a premium platform where if you want quality that is trusted, you come to us, right? And so in all our markets, yes, it's free to onboard. It's free to be on the platform. But then before we let you showcase your products, we look through it. Are you, for example, FDA approved in your country? Or for example, in Ghana, you have other rights, for example, documents that go with your products as well. Before we showcase you to the world,
you take copies of those certificates. At least you verify copies of those certificates.
We try and verify them. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we are talking to PK Biu-Saki, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Plentify, a company that's championing the agenda of e-commerce, not here in Ghana, not just in West Africa, but in Africa and the entire world. But from Ghana, we are happy that we have a company like this, especially because we have the AFCFTA situated in Africa, promoting intra-Africa trade, and also trade, not just intra, but between and among African countries and beyond African countries. This is a platform that's supporting that agenda of the AFCFTA. There are lots of other companies, but this is one example where we are all learning from and how it is done. It is supposed to boost your confidence in online purchases, online buying, online marketing, and so on and so forth, the fear and panic. Some of us, we never want to input our card details, Visa card details, whether it's a debit card or credit card, because we get afraid what might happen to it. So I'll come back from this break, and before I round up, I'll be asking him about the payment methods for online. How is the payment methods done? How do we verify? How are they able to make sure that people don't lose their investments or their monies when they believe that they are making purchases? How are they verified? If we have time, we'll be doing a bit of mobile money and fraud issues and so on and so forth. So stick and stay with me. I'll be right back.
This week on Titans and Trailblazers, I host Nanaba Namwa, and I've captioned my interaction with her, The Audacity of Hope.
I'm a proud feminist,
Okay.
one who believes in equal opportunities for both men and women.
She's going to come and speak to us about how Africa can get better.
We are getting into the digital space. We are becoming innovative, but we should continue to be innovative without losing our gatekeeping role in our ethics. The media houses need to start paying personnel well. If you're paying the cameraman 1,000 cedis a month, what exactly do you expect the cameraman to do?
Don't miss it. It's going to be explosive with Nanaba. See you on the show.
Right, so I'm still here in the studio with Mr. Saki and Lenin. We are understanding a lot of things. So welcome back from our two straight. Forgive me. So what I was saying is that you're welcome back to the show, and I'm still here in the studio with Chief Executive Officer of Plentify, Mr. Bill Saki, and we've been talking a lot about the e-commerce platforms in Africa and how they are using theirs to support the growth of businesses, especially small-scale enterprises here in Ghana and other parts of the African continent. You're welcome back to the studio. So let me get to him right away before we wrap up. There's been issues about fraudulent payments and people not getting value for what they have paid for. I have been a victim of one, and I don't want to mention the company's name. It was a food company. I placed an order. Apparently, the number on the website was a number to a delivery guy who used to work with them. And so the guy has continued to use the number. And when he picks the order, he will still promise you the food is coming. He will actually stay on the phone with you and give you the details of whatever you are requesting for, after which you will not hear from him again. So I stayed up for about 2-3 hours. I drove to the place where I was to get the food, and they said they have no order like that. How do we solve these things? Mobile money fraud every day. These things are happening always. I mean, on the larger front, how do we solve? You're an IT man.
I'm very sorry for your plight. Very unfortunate.
Yes, very, very much.
No, I think one of the biggest issues is around cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
I think globally, when it comes to transactions online, I think there are different tools that you can put in place that will help you to avoid, these kinds of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be zero? I don't know. But I think there are ways to definitely try and minimize those risks by a lot, right? For example, is how you build your payment system, for example, right? Is it built in-house, for example? Are you using third-party solutions for payments, for example? And just being able to have different tools that will help you to be able to minimize those risks. For example, blockchain, right? Speaking about technology, blockchain can be used to minimize fraud,
Yes.
A great deal.
Yes.
In fact, I was talking to one of my mentors here in Ghana, and he was referring me to a friend of his in the US who has this thing called, point of reception or point of receipt. It's like a blockchain technology that allows you to, from payments initiation to payments, completion, you're able to do it securely as well. So I think, people are trying to figure out ways to minimize those risks, but inherently, there's always some risk involved when it comes to trading, much more online as well. But again, I think, do your research, do your homework before you buy from somebody online. I think those scams are quite popular now, where you go online, type what you want, and the next thing you know, you're calling the wrong number, and then you get scammed, right? So
exactly. There are lots of adverts that will pop up for the same product you're looking for.
Exactly.
From different companies that you are not searching, and you end up paying to them.
No, I agree. It's quite sad, but so yes, do your homework, do your due diligence, and then try to get some maybe some third-party referrals or third-party insights before you transact on these.
But how do you, as Plentify, how do you prevent some of these things, and the fact that people can actually use your platform to dupe other people.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully we haven't had any, knock on wood.
Yes,
we haven't had any of those issues. We are using world-class systems. For example, I know a company called Stripe, based out of the US.
Yes, I've heard of them.
It's who we are using for payments. In fact, coming here this evening before this show, OpenAI,
yes,
the guys behind ChatGPT have launched, along with Stripe, what they're calling, ChatGPT commerce. So now you can, go on there, type what you want, and check out, right in ChatGPT.
Exactly.
It's quite groundbreaking. So, I think that at the end of the day, it's about just trying to, minimize those risks, put in place good systems that will safeguard your platform from those threats. Try your best.
And for you, security is intact. It is safe
Correct.
to buy on your platform.
Absolutely.
What about the other platforms? Do you get the opportunity to look at not competition for you necessarily, but other online platforms, and are we getting there on the topic of security?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very...
Most of us have been on social media, and people are also selling on social media, and the complaints are rife there.
When you're selling on social media, right, usually it's with a person, right? In our case, we're a company.
Okay.
And so that alone has a lower level of risk because people can, decide to change their minds. Right? For example, as you were saying, what you see is not what you get. So, for example, they might show you something, a nice picture, you pay them, and then now they're gone because they're fly by night, people that are selling things online. And so I think when you have such environments, it fosters the fraud being high. Whereas in our case, we are just giving a platform to sellers to sell. And so we're able to, watch over them and also help ensure that, from them to the buyer, everything flows very well.
The reason why I asked some of those questions I asked earlier on, the ability to watch over them, because some platforms would absolve themselves if there is a problem, that we are only a platform. We only provided the platform for marketing or exchange of products and money to be done, but we can't be accused. Will you take responsibility?
No, in our case, we are more than just a platform. Because again, in our market, it's quite a young market where people aren't really well versed in e-commerce the way that it should be on the global stage. And so we are doing more hand-holding than we would have loved to do because of the current market dynamics, right? As I said before, we're doing things like training them, right, on how to show their products, how to market their products. And so we tend to have more oversight on that process and on who they are as a company. Again, for example, if you're selling any food item, if you're not FDA approved, we can't list you.
Is there, my final question, my time is up, but is there a reporting system if there is a problem?
Yes.
If I buy a suit, so I like the suit you're wearing, I've seen it on your platform, if I buy it and I don't like it, is there a reporting system or there's a problem with it, defective, and it came to me, can I report it?
Yes, you can report it. You can email us. We have our emails all over the place on our social media. You can email us, you can call us, and we'll, depending on what the issue is, we'll either give you a refund, for example, and also speak to our seller that made that issue happen. And quite frankly, we have a strong policy as well around these things, around pricing, around quality, for example, and also and more. And so really and truly, our goal is to protect both the sellers and the buyers at the end of the day. Yeah.
So let me ask you to tell everybody who is watching us tonight, even though my time is up, in the next 30 seconds or a minute, why should people choose Plentify? If maybe I go online, I use ChatGPT, I'm looking for e-commerce platforms here in Ghana, and I find a list, and I want to choose you, because you have offered to explain the systems to us. At least let me give you that opportunity to also speak about yourself. Why should people choose you? I mean, you can speak to the camera and tell people why they should come to you or use your platform and how they can get to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I think it's quite simple, really. The goal is to enable African businesses, African creators, African sellers to have a global market, right? That's really the mission behind the business. And so promote our own showcase what we make on the continent to a global audience, right? And let them know that, you know, there's quality, there are good products, there is, you know, good things that they can get from us here on the continent. And again, I think for us as well is speed, right? So not only are you finding the best items that have been, you know, verified and trusted, but also it gets to you quite fast.
The time that you would have spent in getting a product from somewhere in Namibia will now be shortened to a day or two.
Precisely.
Is that the case?
Correct.
Well, so that said, the explanation from the e-commerce man, the IT man, who is providing a platform that's a solution to most of the problems that we have, as in or regarding language barriers, regarding transportation, regarding currency issues, regarding all of the challenges that you would have gone through transacting a business with somebody in a different country, not just West Africa or Africa, but also on the globe, has been solved or resolved by Plentify. There are lots of other platforms, so you can search for all of them. But he, as he sits here, is the Chief Executive Officer of Plentify. Chief, thank you very much for coming through. We're grateful for having you tonight. It's been exciting and revealing at the same time. And we do hope we would have you whenever you're back in Ghana. Anytime you're here, we'd have you to speak to you. So thank you very much for coming. And that does it for the show today. It's just 3 minutes to 10. I'm sure you may be retiring to bed. Again, like I said from the beginning, this is for God and country. Tomorrow, 12 in the afternoon, we begin Business Edge. On Thursday, we are back again with Business Edge, all for God and country. Stay with Metro TV because it is always exciting on Metro TV. Lots and lots of programs for you. Good evening.
Welcome to Cook Africa. Straight to the Ashanti region. Hey, well, I'm talking about board. You go back there tonight. Even a few days ago, you were trending. You and this curriculum government.